Hey folks, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. I'm really happy to see the amateur tournament underway. Excuse me. The amateur league is underway. That's the sentence I was trying to output, but messed up miserably. The Diamond and Below tournament ended up having a lot of signups. In fact, these are more signups than I've seen for any pro tournament for the last, like a year, I'd say almost, to be honest with you. So that's really cool to see. Best of luck to everybody who is competing. We will cast the grand finals of the BTSL amateur tournament as we do. If this finishes up really quick, maybe we can cast a semifinals match as well, but just the grand finals in store for now. Also to note, we are not planning to do free-for-alls today. No one's asked about this yet, but this was asked about a lot yesterday. So we're not doing free-for-alls today, unfortunately, guys. But I did do a lot yesterday in the evening, so you should definitely keep your eye out for the evening meme streams, because we did about 4 free-for-alls yesterday. We ended up even having an awesome prize for one of them, and then played some team games with ZvP and her stream afterwards. So that was a lot of fun, actually. I might try and make that more of a regular thing, but... What is Wardy doing here? What a prick. Oh, Harstom's not subbed to the channel, so he sees Wardy. We've been over this a couple times, Harstom, but if you've just tuned in, we've actually got this really cool filter going right now where it's actually Zombie upcasting with me, but if you're not subbed, you see Wardy. So if you want to hear Zombie Up's dulcet tones or see her beautiful face and hear her talk about her cats, you got to sub to the channel. Speaking of which, Zombie Grub, how are your cats? And don't say they're meowing this time.
No, they're not, because they just went to sleep and they're purring beautifully, like my cats always do.
10 out of 10. Zombie Grub impression is what I would say if that was Wardy, but it's not. It's actually Zombie Grub. So well done, dude.
Perfect.
Well played.
Yeah, I can do myself very well, you know.
All right, so it's the losers match, guys. It's PandaBearMe versus MaNa. This is happening on the European server. I think PandaBearMe's East Coast. This won't be super bad for him, but still slight edge to MaNa in that regard. Also, if you... I know I just gave like some joke stuff about the sub stuff out there, but guys, there's 2 things we're setting up. One is, if you want replay packs from all of our events and all the perks of being a subscriber, you should definitely make sure you sync your Discord. Some people have been having trouble doing this, so I'm gonna make like a tutorial, like a quick video to show people in the near future. But for now, as far as verbally walking you through it, if you connect your Discord to your Twitch, in your settings, you can actually just click like the join button on BaseTradeTV, and then we have a subs only chat. It's literally titled subs only. That's where you go to get all the secret information and things like the replay packs and other benefits for being on the channel. The other thing too is that secret thing we keep referencing should be announced there way before we announce it to the public. So again, good way to get your eyes and stuff before everybody else.
Yeah, the secret thing.
Secret thing where I'm like, hey Wardy, what color you want? That secret thing.
Yeah, and I've just remembered about the secret thing. Are we ready, by the way?
We are, but as we get into game, can I get some 07s in chat for the captain? Harstom just got subbed to the channel by Ricky D. Thank you very much, man. We'll see you guys here on Blackpink. Welcome back, everybody, to the BTSL Europe Group C, and this is the Elimination Series. One of these players will have their tournament run come to a complete stop at the end of this best of 3. The question is, who will it be? Casting with me is none other than Wardy. Spotting here at the bottom left after all that rhyming, it's the Red Protoss Team Liquid's MaNa.
Could have done so much more. It wasn't... Okay. Top right hand side, our green Zo player is PandaBearMe.
Now, again, I gotta give PandaBearMe some props. Like, he came up against a Titan like Neeb and made... it looked like a bad run out of him, but I think that is... a couple sentries. It's apples to oranges, though. Like, MaNa is good, but MaNa isn't, like, Neeb good. So I think PandaBearMe does have some decent chances here, but... There's the home field advantage for the server from MaNa. There's also the fact that MaNa can pull out victories where nobody else can when he's losing. He's a scary player. Like, I don't know how many games you've cast, but I've cast more than I can count of MaNa looking like he's gonna lose, holding on for 10 minutes, and then somehow making a comeback. Like, the guy can fight down 30 supply, he can fight down 60 supply. MaNa can micro really well when it comes down to the wire.
Yeah, MaNa can really kind of make things happen, and he's been looking pretty good, honestly. He looked really good in WCS Challenger qualifiers. He qualified in his first attempt through the winner bracket as well. So I think PandaBearMe definitely has a better chance against MaNa than he has against me, but can he still take him down? I think the series is going to be fun to see for that reason.
So his pylon block's really annoying. Just a small update, because Hearthstone's having some troubles with this. It's not that the technology's bugged, it's just someone gifted you a sub. You didn't sub to the channel, so you're still going to get the warty filter.
Well, yeah, whereas the gift, he actually gets the doubles on the group filter.
Although I did just, through the rhyming intro, say warty was casting. Shit.
But that's only because, like, non-sub said that. I mean, I heard you say zombie, you know, and casting with me is zombie, yeah.
Thank you, Fazig, for the 31-month sub as well. Is the sexual tension between Rifkin and Warty too much for anyone else? Yeah, that's why I couldn't have him here today and had to have Zombie Grip join me.
Meanwhile, on Blackpink.
Really beating this joke to death. You said it right, Hosswagon.
We just gotta get it out right now. We just gotta get it out now before we get to, like, Canada and it actually becomes awkward or something.
Well, it's like, I don't know, some of these old memes are just so fun to do because of how uninformed the odd person in chat is. Not everybody, but it's like, we'll mention something like Zombie Grub's no longer full-time on the channel, and they're like, wait, what? What happened to Zombie Grub? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Why don't you go back to November and read about it? Like,
why don't you get in your time machine?
Like, I don't want to shame people for not watching the channel 24/7. That's not the problem. It's just like we deal with it so frequently. It's like every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. I just said that. Fuck me.
I didn't know where to go from this. As I so often don't, but this time I really.
We go to Fortnite. We take the viewers we've accrued on StarCraft. Like, it's 2,000 viewers. We go to Fortnite, dude. We're gonna be like top 10 streams, easy. Then we have a bunch of kids tell us we don't know how to play Fortnite, but it won't matter because we're getting more viewers. Oh, it's gonna be great. Then eventually someone famous wants to play with us, and the community gets really mad because we start shitting on our subscribers for not liking the person we're playing with. Oh. These are really topical jokes that if you don't watch anything other than StarCraft, you won't understand, and I apologize for that.
I understood it for once. Go me.
I felt bad actually because I was watching Summit's response. I didn't see the stream, but Summit's response to like how that shit went down, and I was just like, dude, you're handling this worse than I handle StarCraft Reddit, man. That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah, that's next level of something. Well, this game though, Void Ray is out. MaNa does this every now and then, like gets the Void Ray rather than a Phoenix. I'm actually not really sure what the benefit is. I kind of keep meaning to ask him because I just can't really kind of pinpoint what's so great about it.
This kind of sucks letting the Ling in, by the way, because that Void Ray, regardless of like what is or isn't great about it, one thing it is good at doing is keeping Overlords out from scouting. You're gonna melt them down in 2 seconds flat, right? So that's supposed to make sure there's no scouting. With the Ling getting to the main, he sees everything. He sees the Twilight following this up. He sees the timing of it, no less. And the Ling's still not dead yet.
Man, that's a really nice scout, of course, because now he knows exactly what the follow-up is going to be. Here he gets perfect information. And StarCraft is an information game. The more info you have, the better a time you're probably going to have kind of dealing with whatever's coming. You're going to see PandaBearMe playing the melee upgrade, going to play into some Hydroling Bane. Kind of the older school of ZvP, but has been kind of the flavor of the month so far, kind of coming back a little bit at least. So that's kind of cool to see that PandaBearMe is moved up to this style. As that Dead Oracle.
That is one dead Oracle, and that's nice for PandaBearMe. Not devastating to MaNa, but nice nonetheless. A lot of gateways getting plopped down now, and it's Charge that's coming out next. Void Ray's still killing some of these Overlords, as it does. So yeah, this is going to be the 4th one dead. PandaBearMe is getting some Overlord problems today, Warty. Whether it's from Neeb and Phoenixes, or MaNa and a Void Ray. Overlords don't live long under PandaBearMe's guys.
If I was PandaBearMe Overlords, I'd be going on strike right now. It's not cool, man. You know, we're giving this guy supply, we're giving this guy vision. He's just throwing us away like anything. He doesn't care. You know, a couple of Archons flying off to the side.
Yeah, we've seen what these can do in the hands of a really good player. MaNa is pretty good, so this could get really annoying. But with Hydra's already coming out, I mean, the worst part about this is the Warp Prism, not the actual Archons. So as long as he can kill that, not a problem. But with some Zealots reinforcing now, they're gonna have charge literally right now. This is a little bit scary now for the Hydras. Base is probably gonna go down here.
Yeah, it's going to get very low at the very least. The Zealots and Archons actually turn a fight, and they are going to get a couple of Hydra kills, which is really nice. Warps in some more Zealots so you can still maybe try and get this base towards the end here. Obviously the Prism here to micro as long as it stays alive, pulls away from the Hydras, safe for now, and he does get that kill. And this was amazing, because he just got so much out of this, as well as the base kill. You know, he could have sniped the base and lifted it up and left, but instead he killed so many more units on top of it, and he gets away with only losing the Zealots.
Yeah, but that Warp Prism was at 12 health, man. That thing almost died. That would have been super bad because he would have lost everything. Stasis Trap in the meantime hits the main. It's not going to trigger on much, especially with only one gas mining. MaNa actually better off hitting either of these other bases with that same Stasis Trap.
Yeah, but it's harder to get to those other bases, right, with the Oracle. I mean, maybe the third base is a bit easier, but even then, with the Oracle's on the top side, it's still nice. It pulled the drones away for a little while, so... It's a little bit of something, and someone is trying to run on by, but PandaBearMe is just not quite really finding any damage yet.
Eliza99 from chat says, "What pets do you guys have, and what is their color/name? It's for school. I have a cat named Snake that is dog colored."
Wait, what?
What about you, Wardy? Or Zombie Girl?
Got a cat named Snake that's dog colored?
Yeah, colored like a dog. Good old Snake, my favorite cat.
I'm not sure if I'm being memed out right now or not.
This is gonna hurt. 3 Overlords full of 4 Hydralisks and nothing in the main immediately to deal with this. As he draws his army back to the main, we also have an attack then heading into the third. A couple Templar Cannons, Zealot. This should hold up here, but the main base doesn't seem to have enough response. And the Templar Archives going down with 13 probes is pretty nice for this attack. And he can actually pick up and get out of here too. There's no stalkers.
This was a good attack from PandaBearMe. You said it best, it was going to hurt, and it did hurt. MaNa's taking some damage in PandaBearMe for what I feel like is the first time today. Gets something kind of rolling his way. He gets a little bit of revenge.
But this is...
previous base and all the rest of it.
Right, but this was really great because on the back end of this, he had droned pretty hard too, right? So not only is he coming up on a 5th base, he more importantly has about 80 workers to support that income while doing that damage. So PandaBearMe, super kudos, man. Like I said, he's a good player. It just looked bad versus Neeb because it's Neeb, and now we're going to see some of the power this guy can actually bring to the party. Tommy King 9 also wants to know if it's possible to see the overall bracket for the whole tournament so far. There is a Liquipedia page made up for the BTSL. Just Google BTSL Season 1 and it should be like the first Liquipedia result. If you're talking about the Amateur League tournament, the brackets are available there too, but that's on Team Liquid. Just type _noob in the chat to get access to those.
Am I going to get timed out if I link to Wikipedia?
Yes, as a subscriber / yeah, you're definitely going to get timed out.
You never know.
How dare you have that link copy pasted, ready to go to be convenient for the viewer?
I didn't. I went and looked.
Wardy, I get paid by Google every time I send someone to Google to look something up. Okay. I wish. I don't even get fucking AdSense. Feels bad, man. But yeah, that link from Wardy is your best resource, man.
Look at that, it's pretty nice. Of course, it's the transition which will get him away from the Lingbane Hydra a little bit and just make his army a little bit more powerful in the overall larger fights.
He doesn't finish the Archon, so shield battery taps it up. That was really nice, or tops it up even. Some tippy taps.
I like taps up. Made sense to me.
Yo, I actually very recently learned about the Tippy Taps Reddit, and that might just be my favorite Reddit at the moment. If you guys don't know what it is, definitely look it up. Tippy Taps Reddit. It is the cutest, stupidest, adorablest Reddit. God damn it.
Tippy.
PandaBearMe, by the way, is no chill, not giving MaNa any room to breathe, making it very difficult to take this 4th, and there's more drops, and there's now Banelings with this too. This is going to be super annoying to deal with. The Banelings won't be too effective here, but if they get on top of the Zealots, well, then there's no charge lots to wipe out the Hydras. Kind of wishing the Banelings were perhaps to the north instead of the south.
What is this subreddit?
Isn't it adorable, man?
It's it's kind of creepy as we do see this army of PandaBearMe crushing through this little chunk of army from MaNa. He has more behind this. That was obviously a big little loss, a big loss already.
Just a big little loss.
Army that was just, yeah, I realized that was stupid, so I tried to change it, but then you just pulled me out of it. So yeah, sure, it's a big little loss because it was a little bit of the army, but it was a big loss overall because he wasn't in a great position anyways.
What is? There's a word for that, like jumbo shrimp and stuff.
Oxymoron.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, oxymoron.
What are you an oxymoron?
Thanks.
Ooh, big storms. A lot of these units shielded inside the Overlords. They're going to drop on top of this. There's the Banelings. Pop. Takes out those Templar. That's pretty nice to see, but are there enough Hydras left over to push through? A couple more Banelings help deal with the remaining Zealots. This has been a great attack out of PandaBearMe, and now MaNa's left with almost no supply at this base.
That's, that last couple of Bane drop to getting rid of a few of those Zealots there was
the
so
last
crucial because, yeah. That was really nice because you got rid of the Zealots that were going to clean up these Hydras. So the Hydras could stick around for much longer. Now he's lifting a couple of those Hydras up to maybe drop around once again.
I love this move too. He can't go much further, but even just the presence of being here, forcing MaNa to stay at home, it loses it. It's better than just losing the Hydras for nothing. That Nexus though should have died. A small mistake I'd say out of PandaBearMe. He'd been so busy chasing up and around. Shield battery. If he kills that Nexus on the follow-up attack, this is still good. He just doesn't want to give his opponent time to actually use it. But with Storms and newfound Archons and Zealots, it's proven to be very difficult.
I just get pushed away back towards the center. A great aspire for PandaBearMe. I actually really like coming down because obviously that's another transition which improves his composition yet again. If he can get up to Broodlords, does MaNa have what he needs to fight Broodlords? Or better question still, is MaNa able to afford a transition to deal with Broodlords? Because he has been under pressure for so much time now.
We'll see if he gets tunnel vision on this, right? Some players will blindly prepare. MaNa is the guy who's good enough to do that. I want to point this out too. MaNa was at a point almost half the supply or less than PandaBearMe, but he's made up for it. This is what I was talking about earlier on. MaNa's a guy who fights to the last. I wouldn't count him out yet, no matter what this ends up looking like, regardless of Broodlords or otherwise. But right now, this base to the north looking in a lot of trouble. Those Archons are so slow to the response. There's not many Storms. This is looking rough for MaNa to hold. At the same time, though, I kind of wish PandaBearMe would just kill that base to the south. He ends up bathing in the Storms over here. Ooh, no!
Oh, now Zealot's on top of Hydras, and Hydras don't trade so well when they're under actual attack, as we do see some Bane Rain.
And this is one-shot range too, +2 melee. Ouch! A lot of pokes went out. Oh no, the transfer back's about to run into these Overlords. Does PandaBearMe realize it? Oh, I missed the opportunity!
MaNa turned to run. I mean, the opportunity is still there. He can still come in, even if they're not quite as stacked, because he has enough Banelings. MaNa's trading out somehow well enough to keep PandaBearMe supply super low. Like, Zealot's charging straight into Hydras is amazing because so many Hydras are going down for such low cost, but this is so many probes going down. Combined with the attack on the fourth base, which has just cost a whole bunch of probes as well, suddenly MaNa has half the work it can to work with.
Yeah, these carpet bombs have been nuts. GG, PandaBearMe takes game number 1.
What a back and forth PvZ that was. PandaBearMe just suddenly got a little bit of momentum, and he just made it work wonders. So that was, he really worked it as much as he could, and now he takes the first game. And maybe we can take the series.
Retweeted it, so good. I'm fucking dying. 10 out of 10, so good. All right, yeah, great game 1 out of PandaBearMe, guys. I have to go take care of something really quick. I'm super sorry, so we're going to inject a commercial here. We wouldn't normally, but we're going to. So we'll see you in 2 minutes with game number 2. I'm just sitting here like, how long has this been like this? Because we haven't updated that Nightbot command in like literally 2 years. But apparently, for 2 years, my Twitter has been incorrect because it has missing a T on the word Twitter, where zombie and base trades work. And I look at the fact that both BaseTradeTV and Zombie have more followers than me and go, fuck. Either A, nobody cared to go to my Twitter through all these years, so nobody noticed the link was broken, or B, just nobody told me, and I've just been getting fucked for 2 years by this shitty Nightbot link.
It looks right on my right. It looks right. I'm so confused. The Nightbot link?
Oh wait, no, it's the BaseTradeTV one that's reversed. Never mind, all my complaints are invalid. But it's still as broken is the point, because it has one T instead of two. Anyways, memes and jokes aside, guys, we're hopping into map number 2. Spawning here in the lower right, he put up a vigilant fight, but it wasn't enough. And now he's one loss away from being eliminated from the tournament. We've got the blue Protoss, Liquid MaNa.
Going up against our green Zerg from the North America region, it is PandaBearMe.
This is cool, by the way, because if PandaBearMe or Neeb end up winning one of the flights out of the European bracket, their flights will be much cheaper than the $1,000 that we're allotting for flight costs. And if that ends up being the case, like, just to be fair here, guys, like, let's say PandaBearMe wins and a flight from wherever he lives to BC is only like $500 round trip, then we can actually put that extra 500 back into the prize pool. So if the N8 players win, funny enough, there's more money to go around. But at the same time, I'm still rooting for a lot of these European guys. I want to see some good games in this playoffs. We have a whole second group stage to go through too. Like if you guys haven't been keeping up, this week on Friday, so 2 days from now, the Asia Open bracket concludes, and we'll have the Korean playoffs next week. They'll already have been sorted and done, but the European groups are still going on for like at least 2 more weeks. So it'll be a while before we know who's winning out of the top 2 of all these guys. But we're actually so close to figuring out which Korean players will be coming out to Vancouver.
So cool.
But yeah, well, these are best of 3s. The next round for the European groups will be best of 5s, same as everyone else. So I know the games are short and sweet, and these groups are over too soon, but they won't be later. Don't worry, guys. Stage 2 is going to have some sick games.
You're going to have some long days.
Well, did you hear about this Monday with Korean group?
You win 5 games in every series.
24 out of 25 games total.
Wow.
And they were all really good games too, which was so sick. In fact, I am once again just going to advertise, if you missed the games, we took off subscriber-only VODs despite the harassment we're dealing with on Twitch, so that you guys could go back and see the Gumiho series, because Gumiho versus Hero Game 1 was like the best game I've seen in a long time. And I won't spoil it, but if you want to spoil it, you can go through the clips and see recent clips, and like 100 of clips made of like the final moments of that game.
I think that's one of the games I didn't actually see. How? How am I so unlucky?
Because it was the first game of the day. You've actually been doing quite a bit of casting. You were casting this morning too. You got any super sweet, awesome recommended matches?
No.
Oh, okay. Your tournament sucks. Got it.
Today's games were like 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, done in 2.5 hours.
That's always the worst, but at the same time, you're like, the players are good enough to do that, so you're happy you got the players right, but it's so jaded because you want it to go longer.
It happens.
Well,
anyways,
we got the Oracle heading in, timing out here with the Adepts. The third base doesn't have much to really do anything with, but if he skips ahead to the natural, he can find quite a few kills, as there's not much in position for this.
Seeing a couple of Adepts start to share on 4s. The Oracle going to fight the Queen with the help of those couple of Adepts initially.
I like this.
Quite a bit of now the Adepts are going to shade away from the Zerglings, and the Queen will still end up going down. And if the Queen comes down from the main, but that's where the Adepts went to, so there's nothing to deal with them. The Lings finally show up, but not really in time, because this is going to be some real damage done.
He got the low health Adept to the back of the mineral line too, so he gets an extra shot with it. That was really nice. 5 workers dead doesn't sound that crazy, but paired with a Queen, that's actually not bad, considering he only lost the 1 Adept for it. I mean, the Oracle got a little low on energy, so it only had like another 5.5 minutes of attack time left on it, but even then, like, killing the Queen was nice.
Yeah, now MaNa comes into the third base and he finds even more drones, and he can actually target down the Spore for a moment or two, and he will get the cancel and a rebuild, which is just a few extra minerals wasted. Nicely done by MaNa. Great start to him.
People asking for a link to the game I referenced. I don't have a link handy because I'm streaming right now, but it is the most recent BTSL group we cast prior to this from Monday. If you go to our past videos, you'll see it pretty easily labeled as the BTSL group Korea Group Finals, and it's the first game of the day. You can't miss it. It is the very first game of the day. So I like skip into the VOD pretty quick. There you go. Good guy Wardy. See, I can't tab out. It makes everything go screwy when I do, but good guy Wardy's got your back.
I got you covered.
Fucking googling tippy taps or casting a game, linking VODs.
Right. It works both ways, right? I'm useful when it's something useful, but if it's not something useful, then I'm suddenly like distracted mid-cast. So, positive and negatives.
How adorable was that subreddit, by the way? Seriously.
I don't know. It's terrifying, man. The first one you see is some duck doing some scary done.
Oh yeah, I meant Zombie Grub. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm sorry, Zombie Grub. I keep calling you Wardy. I don't mean no disrespect.
It's okay.
It's a beat this dead joke a little bit more.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's already dead. Stop it. Leave him alone. Archons and a little bit of micro will be tough, but adding some zealots and it gets even worse. But realizing he's too close to the queens, MaNa backs up. They'll get that warping going again in a sec. A lot of zealots. It's worth noting they do have charge, folks, so these are gonna be hitting really hard. Body slamming in for 8 damage, plus their swings take out Zerglings very quickly.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough as we see these couple of Archons fighting away, and we do see just like around back, those Archons continue to jump backwards, and oh my god, all the Lings die, and MaNa's just gonna straight up win the game!
I know North American players look alike, Wardy, but this is actually PandaBearMe, not Rough.
Wait, sorry, what? I genuinely didn't hear what you said.
I said I know all North American players look the same, but this is actually PandaBearMe, not Rough.
Oh, okay. I get it now. But
all right, we got game 3 coming up here. Both players now still on even footing.
You know what? This is what's so great because Rifty is like our caster Archon name.
Oh god damn it! No, no! You were so right. I like. I don't know where that is. I know Hard Revenge linked it actually even last week. I think it was, but that Rick and Morty spoof picture someone did of us for fan art.
Oh, that one. Oh, I've got
Rick and Morty. It's Riff and Warty. Like
I've got this one. I'm so good for links today. This is like the first day ever I'm actually able to get all the links and references.
You're on the fucking ball. Hell
I have
yeah!
I have that in my bookmarked link. Love it.
Riff and Warty. I love it. It's so good. We don't get fan art often, but what we do, it always ends up being like the spiciest meme fan art. I love it.
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
All right, lobby going up for Acid Plant, third and final game for the showdown. See who gets eliminated after this. Of course, we have the winners match of Neeb versus Optimus, and then the group finals to come. And then after that, one bonus match, one best of 3 for the grand finals of the amateur tournament, Diamond and Below, that is currently going on.
Yeah, we got a couple semi-finalists over there already. Edenil, seeded first, is actually already in the quarterfinals. Semi-finals. Great seeding by Darius, our admin. Very proud of him.
Yeah, it's cool when you actually have seeding for a tournament, right?
Is it a dig at WCI?
Yes, it is. Acid Plant's coming up, guys. We'll see you in game. If you guys missed it, it is game 3, as some people in chat are asking what the score is. Things are tied up 1-1. He did not win the first game of this series, but he very importantly did win the second one. Still fighting for his life. In the bottom right, we got the Red Protoss, Team Liquid's MaNa.
And not really having as great of an early game as the first game. Looking to try and pick up on that now. It's PandaBearMe.
So I have some bad news for all the Team Liquid fans out there. MaNa is going to lose this and be eliminated. Would you like to know how I know this?
Because it's a terrible joke that no one saw coming and didn't want to see.
No, because MaNa always fights Snoot in these brackets and usually comes in like the round of 8 or round of 4. Snoot's been knocked out of the tournament. With no Snoot, no MaNa. Simple deduction, my dear Watson.
Maybe MaNa can start a new trend where if anyone was on the bracket. Do we not have any other Liquid players? TLO?
I think TLO's still in it. He hasn't played yet.
Yeah, he's not played in groups yet, right?
Yeah, I think he's Group D, the last group. You got the link to the Wikipedia page, dude.
I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? It would kind of add up in that way.
Yeah, the last. Oh
that
wow,
group's sick.
That is actually such a sick group. Yeah, wow. DNS, TLO, Lambo, Soul. That's gonna be a little bit awkward. So Lambo is in Korea, and we've talked about this just so you guys are aware. And he's requested to play games on NA because, you know, Korea versus Europe. But this is a European tournament he qualified for, so the same rules apply that happen here with PandaBearMe and Neeb. If any of the players don't agree to play on North America, the default is going to be Europe. So Lambo's actually at a bit of a disadvantage at the group. I think he would have otherwise had a good chance at finishing second place in. But I think for me, DNS takes first place in that group. He's been so freaking good, Wardy. DNS is like my Protoss French hero right now.
Soul's been really good as well, though. I guess maybe not in tournaments as much, but he's been killing on the ladder.
Soul is always undervalued, no matter what stage of his career he's been in. Like, he'll win games you won't expect him to win. And you're like, oh, right, I forgot. Soul's actually good at StarCraft.
I forgot this guy has practiced a bit and got to a good level of play. Amazing.
It's not a dig at him either. I mean, no insult by what I just said. Like, he is the guy you just forget about. And it's unfortunate, but then that can also work to his advantage if that happens to the other players. They kind of forget that he's good, underestimate him, and then lose to him. But that's getting really ahead of ourselves because that's next week's group, guys. Which, of course, Wardy will be back for once more, but we'll finish up today's and see who gets through here.
I'm excited to come back. It's great they get me back every week. I really thought I was going to get fired after like the first week. Like the first qualifier, when I didn't laugh at any of your jokes, I just sort of died silently in the corner. Why'd you leave me hanging like this?
I think they call it caster chicken in the big leagues.
I mean, we can go if you want.
Oh no, what's going on with Twitch? Why am I dropping frames all of a sudden? That's not good. That's no bueno. If you guys see
the stream.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually affecting it that way. It's only like a couple of frames here, but if it does start lagging a bit, guys, I just want to say I'm sorry because I don't know what would be causing it.
Wow.
But
that ain't good.
Little annoying for PandaBearMe, not getting the smoothest, quickest, but not exactly any rough waters towards this third base. His Overlord did have speed, but it is still going to die to the Phoenix. This is a nice pickoff from MaNa to deny some scouting, which may or may not be crucial depending on what follows the Twilight Council. Because if it's a Robo and like 7 gateways, yeah, you really don't want your opponent to see that.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that Twilight's coming up on its own. I think that means it might be Resonating Glaives here, actually, rather than Charge and the Temple Archives that we see. And he does warp in a few more Adepts, which obviously they're not going to have Glaives right now, so...
I really like Resonating Glaive attacks, but I feel like all in all we know that Charge is much stronger, it's generally more efficient, but with no Robo coming down, I think this might just be Adepts for the sake of having Adepts, frankly. Nope, never mind, take it back, there's Resonating Glaives.
Interesting stuff, so this is going to be a lot of Adepts soon.
Yeah, but that's what's really throwing me off on this, because this isn't off of a considerable amount of gateways. It's 3 gateways, right?
But by the time, so imagine he forces some units now, then backs away and keeps these Adepts alive, then he has another couple warpins ready to go. He's going to have a lot of Adepts the next time Glaives is actually finished.
Yeah, that and the 2 Oracles can add in a lot to this. But still, the timing's hitting before Resonating Glaives is even done, so... MaNa's got to be careful not to be careless here. If he's careless, this really backfires on him and will leave him vulnerable to a counterattack.
But he backs away, so he's not going to lose too much. I mean, oh, well, here come the Lynx with Oracles. I don't think they can actually fight the Adepts, so... They back away as well. I mean, Bane and Nest coming up from PandaBearMe. We'll see if he wants to really put that into use. He also drops down a Hydralisk Den for now. MaNa's going to go. Well, Glaives is finishing up soon, so that timing is coming. This is, again, a little bit of a better Adept number now. This is 11 Adepts starting to move across the map.
Yeah, and now Resonating Glaives is nearly done. I mean, it's not extra damage, it's just faster attacks, which is great, and that'll lead up over time. But right now, this is still very awkward to me. With no Robo to like have a Warp Prism, oh, he's not even standing in the wall right now. PandaBearMe realized this.
No, PandaBearMe makes it in. Oh, that was nice. The Queen, and then suddenly the Shade away. The Adepts make it, sorry, the Lings make it in them, but the Adepts make it in as well, and they are starting to do quite a bit. These Lings get 10 workers. MaNa just not let these Lings do so much. Obviously, you would get so much more done relatively.
There's a drop of the main 2, so while the attack in the natural stops, this still killed another 5 or 7 workers after that point. 16 probes dead, and these Adepts haven't actually caused equal damage yet.
No, they really haven't, but on the same side of things, they have picked up a lot of these Zerglings along the way, and now they are starting to get a few more drones at the very end here, so MaNa's going to come out of this with a worker lead and an army lead. Let's see what PandaBearMe can do to recover from this, because obviously you can pump out a whole bunch of drones at once. But he's down to only 2 Queens, he doesn't have that many Lings left on the map, he has to redrone, and MaNa has another wave of Adepts potentially if he feels confident enough to move across the map.
Top of the fact the Oracles still stand, they could be the defense that he could leave behind if he really, really needs to. But this game has been an interesting trade, right? They both dived into mineral lines. They both got a considerable amount of worker kills. Who does this really favor at the end of the day? I want to say MaNa, because you got Chrono Boost to replace your probes faster and better. But PandaBearMe starting to do some pretty annoying damage here. There's more drops heading towards the main. Also, big thank you to the big cheese himself, In Control, throwing a host our way. Thank you kindly. Hello to all of In Control's viewers. You're tuning in for the elimination series of the group.
Yeah, MaNa vs PandaBearMe is the BTSL Europe round of 16. Players in the long term fighting for a spot in the offline finals in Vancouver.
I really love that combo of putting a couple lings in there to get the executing shots, because of course without +2 weapon upgrades you don't one-shot probes. Manages to get 10 out of that on top of the ones from earlier, so PandaBearMe getting some more very nice economic damage done. Let's hope he doesn't take too much though. Hydras are out, the Queen's here. These Oracles shouldn't get away with much.
I love that he managed to pick up a Hydra. That in and out micro was just okay, and was just about able to manage to get one of them. Kind of cute, as we do see. I mean, I think MaNa is still benefiting from that previous attack, honestly, because now he's getting Immortals out. His adept count is good. 5 more gateways, and if he pushes across the map here with this kind of army and a whole bunch more adepts in it, I don't know if PandaBearMe is quite ready to really deal with that.
Yeah, and of course, recapping for the new viewers tuning in, it's a Resonating Glaives, not a charge lot based army. This is so annoying to catch, even if you have Hydras, right? The point is the adepts are still transferring from base to base, and it's really just aggravating to chase them around if it's going to be that deep. But with so many sentries, I don't know if this will be like a hit and run attack and more of just like a hit attack. This is such an investment in this army. There's not that many Immortals. Those adepts are going to be everything. And oh no, the doors are left open once again. He just warped in, so it's on cooldown, doesn't have it, and the Lings run by once more. I love the split too. Every single mineral is about to have Lings, and some Baileys, but the stasis trap is sick!
That is actually such a lifesaver here at the moment, as this one Baneling will go off, but the other 3, well, now he has time to respond to it, MaNa, as he's also pushing up the right-hand side. He's got a lot of adepts, a lot of sentries, just a single Immortal. Baneling connections here from PandaBearMe have to be absolutely amazing to deal with this army, but that's going to be difficult.
No, it's not. He's got Bane Rain. It's not going to be waddling in slow. He's got Overlords flying over top of everything.
Oh, well, here we go. The Overlords start to come on forwards, and MaNa's already so well pre-split, but the sentry's a little bit clumped up, but he lifts up into the Warp Prism!
Oh, that was so sick. The problem is that when the sentries went away, there's also nothing to threaten the Overlord, so they're not in danger of dying. Yeah, the Hydra's circling this up. He's clumped up. Now that Balins gets some good connects, and PandaBearMe starts taking this fight.
PandaBearMe is going to get the Warp Prism as well, and oh, this is so close. Without the Prism, there's more reinforcements.
The Overlord pickup micro. Dude, PandaBearMe. All the respect in the world for this micro going on here.
Wow, I mean, what a way to make things look awesome for himself. I mean, the Warp Prism play was cool by MaNa picking up the sentries, but then suddenly, like you said, there's nothing to deal with the Overlords, and when they drop back down, the sentries die anyways, and the Adepts are in the meantime just shading on top of anything and everything and getting picked away at. Dude, PandaBearMe, what a play.
I don't know that I've seen Zerk pick up micro used in that way before. We've seen Zerk pick up micro for drops and things, right? But that was so sick. Like, he actually, with the Queen, unloaded it for a shot, picked it up immediately. Super dank memes, PandaBearMe. But can he follow through with this, right? Because the last time they were fighting, like, he was pushing and pushing and pushing, and MaNa on an almost non-existent supply was able to push back, but that was a game of storms. This time around, it's not. He's only just getting to charge. He doesn't, I don't think he even has the Templar Archives. Oh, he does. Down here in the corner. Excuse me.
Some Banes going on the left-hand side. MaNa does it pretty well. Has to deal with this drop into the main base. I believe this is Hydralisk, so not just like he can drop out and deal damage no matter what. And actually, he might actually lose one of these Overlords with Hydra still inside. A couple of shots to go. He'll kill one of those Hydras in an Overlord, which is something at least.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's inside of it, but it's still just worth removing it, so there's less that can drop back in the main after. Hydra's moving around the south side. MaNa doesn't have any shield batteries. He doesn't have any cannons, so it is incredibly important his army's in the right position. That's why he's staying in the middle of all the bases right now. He's gonna have to split at some point. The observer doesn't see this left side attack. That's really unfortunate, because if he knew exactly how much was over here, you'd see him split perfectly. MaNa's a guy who knows how to split his army.
Oh yeah, definitely. MaNa's the sort of guy that can do everything here completely as he needs to. But of course, you need the vision to do that. The Adepts are going to find those Hydras though, and that's going to be a great little scout for MaNa. Just knowing that the possibility of that attack around the left side is there, it's going to be hugely important.
Well, while this goes on, PandaBearMe's not exactly been slouching back at home. He's still droning. Got Bailey's speed finishing up too. Things get better and better for our Zerg, whereas MaNa is kind of still stagnating for a bit, right? Okay, Charge will be done. That'll be a great addition to the army, but it's nowhere close to, like, say, the Storm that he's chronoing out, because he knows how badly he's going to need this.
A couple of probes go down to the right-hand side of those Hydralisks, and, well, MaNa is getting the tools necessary, but PandaBearMe's got the time to set himself up in towards the Lurker Den as well, so able to get himself going into that direction. Maybe that's something that can benefit him here. Let's see how this fight goes. A couple of force fields coming down, mostly just Immortals at the front. Those Hydras are going to have to field day.
I mean, the Bailey slipped right past everything. He just ate right through the Adepts. Only one Immortal's being saved by the shield battery. The second one finishes. Was he too late to the draw? There's other attacks happening while this goes on, and another drop back towards the main. Looks like he's on top of this, though. MaNa, man, he's like so good at responding to stuff like this, but the Bailey still get the probe hits. This still ends up being pretty brutal for him. But with only +1 melee, that could have been so much worse. +2 finishing him now. Actually, that attack hit literally 7 seconds too soon in the main.
Yeah, if he just had +2, I mean, even the probes there, the Banes that went towards the third base, they would have done so much more. Because he had 3 or 4 probes, Banes, sorry, in the main base that only got 3 workers at the end, but it could have been a lot more, so... That was a little bit of a shame, as it stands. PandaBearMe is being pushed away because MaNa splits to the right nicely. Now he does have Storm to help him protect. Those first couple of Storms are good to help kind of push those units away. Link count is nowhere near what it used to be. Now the Hydras are going to be kind of on their own trying to fight those Immortals. Storms to the right are good as well, and MaNa really is starting to stabilize against this now.
I mean, MaNa was barely hanging on, but he was hanging on without Storm. Now he's certainly got the edge that tips the tide of battle. However, I don't know how long that'll last. 19 Hydras are in the way, and that looks scary initially, but then you remember the fact that it's Lurkers that'll be following this up too. And Protoss players, they either deal with Lurkers really well and Lurkers look stupid, or they don't deal with them at all and Lurkers look broken as fuck.
Yeah, we're about to see which of the two it's going to be here shortly, as we do see another attack forwards. PandaBearMe just attacking again so soon. I'm not sure if he needs to attack this soon. The Storm actually misses some of those Banes, so they will hit this mineral line. Somehow only 2 probes go down. I can't even bring up an explanation for that, as MaNa, well, he continues to push to the left and clean up more.
That was on +2 melee as well. That's a 1 shot to kill a probe at this point, so you're right. That should have been so many more. But Charizard's doing a great job helping clean up the Hydras. Remember, these Hydras have not had upgrades this whole game. It's been melee that was invested into, not ranged until just now, so these Zealots have a huge advantage when it comes to fighting these. That being said, though, MaNa just feels like he doesn't have enough. The army supplies are close, but it's not what it's looking like as he splits left and right. But now he cleans up these Hydras. That's a huge win on the bottom side of the map.
Cleaning that up just gives MaNa a little bit of breathing room for the first time in a while. He's been like non-stop having to defend.
MaNa has almost as many workers lost as PandaBearMe has currently in play. Let's wrap your brain around that one, guys.
I mean, he's been taking a beating. He really has been, but...
Well, quick peek at the income graph, though. I mean, this is really reflecting it, right? It's almost all green for 10 minutes. Of course, the army fights have been looking pretty close, though, which is astonishing, frankly, with the way the resources have traded out, because it should be so much worse on this graph for PandaBearMe, but oh,
that's
pull
a lot
those
of
probes.
probes on this face, but the force field for this.
Thank God for that force field. That being said, is he still paying attention down here? That's a lot of legs, but a storm could wash most of these off. PandaBearMe is just going to get out of dodge. My God, though, Wardy, if those Bailey's connected, this would have been so tilting for MaNa.
I mean, that would have been so many more probes going down. He's going to have to fight the uphill economy battle once again. As MaNa kind of finds the Lurkers on their own. A couple of Banes coming through, but just killing the Lurkers like this is amazing.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the Lurker play. It's either so good that it's broken, or it's so bad that you're like, why did they do that? And unfortunately for PandaBearMe, that was just terrible to not have any support for the Lurkers at all.
Now MaNa has a warp in on the top right-hand side, so he's starting to do some economic damage, and PandaBearMe, while he's been somewhat in control of what's been happening, suddenly MaNa turns the tide on him, and now PandaBearMe can barely seem to hang on. He's losing drones and bits and pieces, and...
Can we get the sick Neeb warp out? Recall that warp person back home?
I mean, he could. I guess he doesn't need to. He surely can get across the top side without taking damage. Maybe. Either way, he might not worry about it for the moment, because as it stands, I mean, that's still a few Hydras that are just up there, just waiting to do absolutely nothing, and, well, Storm comes down. He's continuing to deflect these Hydras on the right side.
there's constantly so much going on in this game. I'm barely keeping up with it. I got no clue how the players are. I mean, ling after run by after hydras after storms. Every time I look at a blinking thing on the map, something really big is happening, and it's not like a small, here's one zergling out of position situation. So I just want to take a moment to just absolutely salute and respect these players. MaNa and PandaBearMe are playing the sickest game right now, which I never thought would happen. Like, PandaBearMe is not a guy who plays in Europe. They don't play against each other that often, I imagine, unless it's ladder. I mean, this is so cool seeing them go head-to-head like this. This is a matchup that I want to see in like a WCS with like on LAN setting.
Yeah. Oh man, they're really like going at each other's throats at the moment. It's a really close game, and killing these probes is going to bring it closer again because the lack of income from MaNa once again could be an issue, and also stopping MaNa from getting a 5th base could also be a limiting factor soon.
300 zerglings have died so far. Almost 100 probes too.
Nothing surprises me anymore this game. You said nearly 100 probes. I think that might be it right now.
99, 100.
Exactly 100. It's almost scripted. Well, the big issue for PandaBearMe is his army supply is dipped down low, so in terms of actually taking a large fight, he might struggle in that regard. A very belated storm comes in. Doesn't actually hit anything at all, as PandaBearMe hit back away moments earlier. And we are going to be seeing more lanes.
This
is a transition.
This is awkward though, because at the rate the game is currently going, MaNa loses. And I say this because he's not expanding still, but PandaBearMe is. Despite the fact that it's under attack and he's bleeding out, he is still expanding. So he's going to have whatever, you know, bad trades, but money to replace bad trades. That's what the resources lost reflects this game being. Look, and with 3k minerals per minute to MaNa's barely 1k, like, oh, these are great. This is a good storm, great stasis shot, but this base is the difference of MaNa living or dying in this game. Honestly, if he doesn't secure this, he's just gonna run out of cash. These army trades are not going well enough for him to be able to keep affording to do this.
He really needs a 5th base. But PandaBearMe comes in once again, pushing forwards a few hydras. Going to get the job done for now, as MaNa has to come away from the right-hand side. And
Tempo didn't have energy for storms. They're dry. It's prohibition here in Protoss Town.
Shield that we keep this out alive. I mean, PandaBearMe has just been non-stop with these run-bys, the left, the right. He's found so many openings, and MaNa has done so well to shut them down so quickly when possible.
112 probes. That's crazy to consider. That's how many he's had to even replace, right? So sitting here on a low count of 50 is fine for his low base count, but this is 5,000 minerals. Wow, that's actually when you quantify it, that's kind of insane.
Yeah. That's absolutely crazy.
Well, at the same time, though, it's like 400 zerglings have also died.
Yeah, that is true. I was gonna just say that's a 5th of what MaNa's lost in this game in terms of resources. And 5th of what he's lost is in probes.
Yo, I've cast so many of these PvZs, Korean versus Korean, where like you barely see the worker count really affected. It's always army fights into a GG. So it's just absolutely nuts that it's 112 workers to 39. Like, this is so much beyond what we're used to seeing in this matchup, and I love it. I love it. These guys, it's not that they're both equally bad, they're equally good, so they're clashing in this weird way that this is happening. That we don't see other players do it, because it's usually one player's way better than the other, and that's why you don't see the games go this long, and it's why the games don't look so exciting. But, I mean, this is probably the biggest lull in action and activity we've had in almost 20 minutes straight. Aside from the opening build orders.
I mean, this has been a long enough lull that MaNa's actually going to maybe get the 5th base up here this time. But even then, there's still a few lings diving in here and there, and MaNa still has to come and respond to that, and there's even more of those workers going down, but at the cost of a good few zerglings.
MaNa's like, I didn't rebuild these probes, you idiot. There's nothing left for you to kill here. This base, though. Lurkers on top of it, too. Lings with a full surround. They got +2. So do the Hydras now, which have been missing upgrades for a majority of this game, but oh, it gets the Nexus, and that's devastating. MaNa doesn't have the minerals to replace that Nexus.
That's going to be brutal. He comes forward here. He finds a few Lurkers, which generally would not be a good thing, but suddenly he's flanking them. And so MaNa pushing in. Oh, man, you know what? PandaBearMe just lost a ton of army. He has to replace that right now. Otherwise, MaNa is going to just get so much done. And already pushing forwards, MaNa might be able to get at least one of these bases. He's even split his army up. That's how confident MaNa is.
There's so many bases he has to take, though. I think one of the mistakes MaNa might make here, though, is gauging, like, oh, I've got no money, you must also have no money. And that's true right now, but it's only after making, like, 21 brand new Hydralisks.
But I mean, 21 brand new Hydras, so he's only got, 21 Hydras on the map. That's all he has right now. PandaBearMe, his reinforcements are his army. MaNa is completely correct to run around with this kind of, split off army, knowing that
he's going to turn a double base kill to a triple base kill. And PandaBearMe this game has been leveraging money for cost efficiency, right? Doesn't have to take a cost efficient battle if he's got the money to just keep throwing it away and bullying and wearing MaNa down, but that's not the case anymore. With almost double the resources lost and no bank to fall back to, when these Hydras die, that might just be the end of PandaBearMe's lifeline.
Yeah, as these Hydras go down, MaNa just has so much to move across with map with once again. And as he moves back across the map, he's just going to have so much, and PandaBearMe knows it. What a fight from PandaBearMe.
What a
MaNa
series.
is just a bit too good. Whew.
I mean, that was a great final game, but that was also a good series. Big thank you to Demaga for the host. Sad to see that your viewers came in just in time to watch a Zerg player die. A little bit awkward, but man, that was really good. Congratulations to MaNa, though. He moves on to the final, so he's not dead yet. And I'm sad to see PandaBearMe die, but hot guacamole, I want to see more PandaBearMe. I'm like itchy for more. Like, y'all got any more PandaBearMe games? But okay, we're gonna take a moment to decompress. We're gonna play some commercials in a few moments, guys, and we'll get set up here for the winners match now of Neeb versus Optimus. This will be playing on the European server. Neeb classically doesn't have issues playing cross server. He's perhaps the only player in all of StarCraft 2 that never complains about playing cross server. So we'll get into these games shortly. We have the Diamond and Below tournament also still playing out in the background of this, guys. We will be casting that after. So we have the winners match best of 3, we have the grand finals best of 3, and then we have the grand finals of the amateur Diamond and Below tournament best of 3. So 3 best of 3s left on the stream today. Thank you for watching. Please check out our various sponsors, but most importantly, head up to Match Reno and we'll do a t-shirt giveaway during this winners match. So we'll be back in a bit. See you guys soon.